I think it was, looking at talent to recommend to the Aspen Comedy Festival, and he was one of the people they asked to see, and he's a terrific comic and a great way to get the show started. Let's welcome Chibuzo.
What's going on? My name is Chibuzo, much like Gergay here.
Oh yeah!
I had a rough time of it growing up. People would always mispronounce my name. And I used to get annoyed until I found that I had a use for that. It helped me avoid creditors. You know, creditors used to call you back in the day from an 800 number and they get on the phone, "Hi, this is Chad with AT&T. Is Steve home?" And of course you're like, no, Steve's not here right now. And easily avoid that situation. But the credit companies got a bit smarter. And now when they don't call from an 800 number. And they don't say this is Chad with AT&T. They just get on the phone like, "Hi, is Steve home?" You're thinking this is one of Steve's boys from out of town. And you're like, "Hey, Steve, got a phone. Steve gets on the phone. Yeah, whatever. Hey, Steve, this is AT&T, motherfucker. Where's our money?" And this brother gets caught. They can't do that same stuff to me, though. Because when they call my house, it sounds a bit different. They call me up and they're like, "Hi, can we speak to Kaibuli? Just put the nigger on the phone that owes us money, damn it! This is AT&T. That sucker owes us $279 freaking dollars, and we want our money now, man." And I just get on the phone cool and relaxed. "Sorry, no niggers here. Collect." And I easily avoid that situation. I just moved out of my parents' house, that's not the joke. Thanks for the applause, though. I try, I'm coming up. It was a blessing. My parents, while I was living there, wanted to let me know that they couldn't mess with a brother. And my dad was the #1 guy. He refused to let me run the air conditioning in the summertime. Now, this brother's from Nigeria, so unless it's 150 degrees out, he's wearing a sweater anyways. I used to try to sneak it on at night, you know, but he must feel it on his body or something, because he would wake up real quick. "Boy, are you crazy? Why are you running the air conditioning? You're wasting the electricity. I don't want to be paying for this at the end of the month." And I was like, "Damn it, Dad, it's 90 degrees out." "But you can't complain about heat to an African. They've been there, they know this." He was like, "Boy, when I was your age, it was 175 degrees in the shade. I had to run 5 miles to the nearest lake, dodging hungry lions in the bush. Then I had to wrestle alligators so my brothers and sisters could swim freely." I was like, "Damn, I guess I can't complain about this." My dad was also the one that would get us involved in sports. And his favorite sports were soccer and boxing. Gary, don't get it. And when I decided to be a boxer, Gary, I'm sorry. And I went to the boxing gym and I trained, and my coach signed me up for my first fight. And I got in the ring, and I was frightened. And as soon as the bell rang for that first round, I just came out there crazy and somehow knocked this guy out in the first 48 seconds of that first round. So now I'm thinking to myself, I am Mike Tyson. So I go to the gym next week and I'm like, "Coach, sign me up for another one, sign me up for another one." My coach's like, "All right, you're on next week." I get to the ring next week. I get in the ring with this guy, I go to touch gloves. I'm thinking to myself, this poor sucker doesn't know what's about to happen to him. Bell rings for the first round. I go out there the same way, just crazy. But this dude didn't go down right away. And it wasn't until near the end of the round that he finally went down. So I'm stepping back, I'm still the man, I'm still the man. I'm looking at my coach like, "Yeah, we got this. I saw my mother in the crowd. I said, "Hey, all right." I look back in the ring, and this fool done got up. And now I'm looking back at my coach like, I just used everything I had to put this sucker down. What the hell do you want me to do right now? And my coach is looking at me like, "Get back out there, get back out there." And I jump back out there, but fortunately the bell rings and ends around. I go back to my corner, and my coach asked me, he said, "Do you have anything left in you?" And I'm thinking, this is not the time to lie. I said, "No, coach, just cut the gloves off. I'm done. Do you know this fool pretending he didn't hear a word I said? He was like, just get some water in you, take some deep breaths. You got him. My dad jumps up out of the crowd. You have to knock him out now. Make us proud. And do you know that the bell rang for the next round and this dude threw me back into the ring? I jump in there, this dude came at me real quick, just... After a while, I'm looking at the ref like, you want to step in and stop this? He's beating me. And everybody in attendance says this dude hit me more than 10 times clean before I went down. All I felt was... And when I came to, I was doing stand-up in front of you fine folks. Thank you, that has been my time.